Don't miss the ride of your life. It's going to be a blast.
A ride of your life opportunity is a real dream come true. It's a real, it's one for the ages.
So, are you ready to conquer the world? Because you can on one of these.
I think all young men want to ride.
This is back when I was 8 years old. And my friend Tommy Rochford in Ireland, I grew up in Ireland in the Wicklow Mountains, and my friend Tommy Rochford, I kept hearing this two-stroke engine. And eventually I finally found the guy who had this engine. It was Tommy. And I convinced him to give me a go, but I was too small to put my feet on the ground. So he put it in first gear, and I sat on the bike, and he pushed me off, and I rode around this field in first gear for a while, and then fell off, and that was it. I was hooked for life.
You know, riding is such a, it can be a spiritual experience, and it's very different from being enclosed in a vehicle, and that's part of what's so magical about it. It's you're like flying, and your senses are heightened because you have to be incredibly focused and aware of your surroundings, and at the same time, when you're feeling that, all your experiences become more heightened.
To build my first race BMW GS in my apartment, that was amazing. I had no garage, so I had to do it in my apartment, and I never built a bike together before, so I was very surprised it works at the end, and after I raced it.
I've done, different sports, combat sports and things of that nature, and because it's so different, being on a bike, because it's not just you, it's the environment, it's, another rider or something else that could come up, and being in the moment and staying focused on that, it helps you a lot in every area of your life.
I think you want to be a little bit adventurous. I think you have to, you want to be able to live it a little bit rough, a little bit of camping, a bit of everything, and that little bit of sense of adventure.
It's not just about someone's riding ability, and I think it has to serve a purpose for all the parties, right? And it has to represent a spirit that we all have and share. It has to be an enthusiasm and a sense of charisma that can be conveyed, because there's obviously a video component to it that, you want to share that experience with all the people who are unable to go on that ride. So that person has to be compelling and interesting, and because you want to watch that person's experience, you want to, and hopefully we can select a diverse group of people so that, even though it's only a handful, that there's some fairness in that process.
You're the last sort of cowboy, aren't you? You get on your horse and you ride, and where it takes you, nobody knows.
The ride of my life was definitely the Paris-Cape Town rally in 1992, where the rally crossed the whole continent, Africa. And that's one part of this journey. So it was absolutely amazing. I saw so many different things, and for sure it was a big adventure, and that's definitely my ride of the life.
I had an amazing tour all through Rajasthan and then down into Goa, and it's it's a very, it is a ride of your life kind of experience. You're really on your own. There aren't really rules of the road as you would know them. And you know, one day I was riding, and there are these tuk-tuks, these auto rickshaws, which are basically glorified. Their motorcycles become taxis. And I was trailing one on a highway, and as I was going quite fast, he veered off the road, and there was in front of me a very large cow walking away from me, and I jammed on the brakes, and as I saw my life flashing before me, the rear end of this cow careening towards me, I was actually laughing as I almost crashed because I really came close to it, but I narrowly avoided that. But I always thought that it would be a tragic demise.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Slick. Oh.
Pressure's on.
Yes, it's mounting now, isn't it? I've got an indicator in my way.
Flourish.
It has cruise control, which is something which is fantastic. I used to always use a little rubber band that used to jam into the throttle, so that I wouldn't advise that to do that at all. It's very not health and safety.
I mean, look, I know a lot of the guys that ride bikes for film and for work, and they ride the Ducatis, the Yamahas, the Harleys, but when they're going home, they're getting on a BMW.
So are you ready to